What began as a peaceful campaign period has increasingly turned violent, with several incidents leaving people injured and others losing their lives. The latest scenes in Gulu, where security personnel were seen whipping supporters of National Unity Platform presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi, prompted criticism from different stakeholders. Although institutions such as the Electoral Commission issued statements condemning the violence, stakeholders argue that statements alone are insufficient, especially as similar incidents keep recurring despite repeated promises of action.
And then you watch Ugandans being beaten like snakes. There is no amount of justification that anybody can give for whipping somebody who is running away from you and you are beating them from the back. We need to come back to the table where somebody is humble enough to say we are sorry.
Videos are there. Kituma also saw them and said this was regrettable. By the time Kituma came to address us, he should be knowing who that person is. So again, it takes us to the incompetence of these institutions, which I think for me is even deliberate. So for the police to merely issue a cosmetic statement at this point, when the same thing that happened yesterday, on Saturday in Gulu, happened in Kirhura almost a month back. And the police to date has not told us who were those goons that were caning these people.
Civil society organizations now say it is time to hold those who command and execute such violent operations accountable as they continue to call for peaceful and fair elections.
If the people that caused that mayhem were belonging to the NUP or another political party, by now would actually be having either dead bodies or a number of them would be locked up in different cells. So for the police to merely come up with this cosmetic statement, I think they are being very unfair to us as Ugandans, and they are not showing us that they indeed have the level of commitment to ensure that justice is upheld, but also that the law is indeed respected.
Some groups also criticized certain leaders, including cultural leaders, for remaining silent even as violence escalates during the campaign period.
I didn't see the cultural leader of Gulu coming out to say, why are people dying here? I didn't see the cultural leader of Busoga, when they killed the young man Okello, coming out and saying, me, my Musoga has died here. Why? How can my Musoga die? Okay, Okello was not a Musoga, but he was in Busoga when he was killed. So me as Chabazinga, I should ask, why should somebody die for an election?
Some stakeholders accuse the Electoral Commission of incompetence, especially in the handling of petitions that have seen several candidates disqualified.
But also, if you look at the people that have been, the person that has been denominated today, for instance, I'm looking at Mathias Walukaga. The grounds upon which they denominated him are almost the same grounds upon which they upheld the nomination of Ruashande. So the question for me is, why denominate Walukaga and keep Ruashande in, yet the complaints are almost the same?
The remarks were made during a stakeholders meeting on election violence prevention and participatory governance, where concerns about the increasing commercialization of politics were also raised. Young people decried the growing influence of money in elections, warning that aspirants without the backing of so-called godfathers are being pushed out of leadership.
You find that there is a certain clique of people that are sponsoring the candidates of their own. Sit down, 10, and these are topmost officials.
A young person does not have the money. This person is actually bound to lose out on these elective positions, while those who have the money go smoothly.
Nobat at Kunda, NTV News.